IGANMODE is a symbol of leadership, influence, hard work, unity, and teamwork. The IGANMODE Cultural Festival is historic and is an annual event held in Otta, Awori Kingdom, to celebrating that hero and to promote exquisite culture and tradition of the Awori people in general. This year's Odomo IGANMODE 30th edition will be a week-long event scheduled to hold from the 12th of December to 19th of December. This theme seeks to address and identify the important role of culture, its influence in driving communal security, and the nudge to promote patriotism.
While I look forward to welcoming you to all the activities for the 30th edition of Odunomo IGANMODE.
Royal Father, Royal Majesty, Oba Professor. I hope we are all prepared for this powerful speech from our referred Royal Father. Okay.
The chairman of Adodo, Otta local government, Honorable Musa Sherif. You are welcome. Kábíyèsí Ajano, Kábíyèsí Onikotun, and the other chiefs present, members of the public, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First, let me welcome you to my palace and by extension, the whole of Otta, the primordial and fast-growing industrial city of Awori land. This is also a cultural melting point and the industrial nerve of the Gateway State. I appreciate you all for coming to share our dreams, aspirations, and celebration of another Odunomo IGANMODE, which this press conference formally flags off. We are grateful to God for giving us the opportunity to set out at dawn to play host to all, whether indigenes, friends, visitors, or settlers, on this momentous occasion, which is the 30th in the series of this annual event. In the same light, let me appreciate the entire Olota in Council, our coronet obas, baales, other traditional and honorary chiefs, distinguished members of the Odunomo IGANMODE Central Planning Committee, ably led for the second time by Otun Mayegun, Are Dele Bankole, and all those that have contributed and still contributing to the successful hosting of our Odunomo IGANMODE. The yearly turnout at this annual festival has been on the increase, with our sons, daughters, and families and friends coming home to identify with us. Indeed, it is enjoying fast acceptance as a rallying point for ideas that will shape the future of our ancient kingdom and provide a sustainable future for our children and all friends of Awori land and Ogun State. Undoubtedly, every Odunomo IGANMODE, it has been confirmed to me by independent observers, comes with great improvement on previous ones, which means we continue to improve from time to time. At least from the inception, from the time I came on board, I think this will be the fourth one, and we have been improving. So I want to thank Almighty God for this. A common strand on this annual event is the framing of the central theme to guide our programs in the town for the coming year. The theme of this year, culture, communal security, and patriotism, could not have been more apt, especially as we, like most communities in the country, are challenged by what now appears to be intractable challenge of security. It has taxed our government and security forces alike and called to question whether we have not lost our sense of community by the weirdness of its manifestation. I am particularly excited that we have always worked on the central theme that lends credence to our genuine efforts at transforming this ancient kingdom. The support, solidarity, and goodwill that we get from our corporate citizens also attest to the fact that we are doing something right in the eyes of these corporate citizens who have been fully absorbed into the Otta ecosystem without discrimination on their places or circumstances of their births. It is in our collective interest to tackle the scourge of insecurity with everything in our arsenal. We cannot look on while our economic, historical, and spiritual antecedents, heritage, are pillaged by a few of our social misfits called armed robbers, kidnappers, cattle rustlers, area boys, cultists, and killer headsmen take us for granted and assault us. They are not spirits, and we must fight them to a standstill. We cannot fold our arms and allow them a free rein. You and I have a responsibility to stop them before they stop us. They have already cast a great slur on our unity and a big doubt on our claim to patriotism. But we have not always been like this. There was a time when security used to be everybody's business, when wealth was not a major determinant of status in our society. It was a period when people despised questionable wealth and money rituals were scorned at. But nowadays, people celebrate barefaced thieves, land speculators, assassins, kidnappers, etc. As a reporter, I used to be disgusted when people refer to a felon like Shuku Meredi Onwa Madike, popularly known as Evans, a billionaire kidnapper, or those who should use their knowledge of information and communication technology to turn our state to silicon cities, but chose to dupe people as Yahoo boys. These are common criminals that we should stand in unison against. As a man of culture, I think we need to reinvent our past. Culture is a strong, underrated element in security policy and architecture. For some time, we dismissed the importance of cultural differences, particularly since we seem to be moving towards a globalized world where such differences were likely to disappear. Wearing trousers without belts that you call low waist was used to denote criminals in the United States. But these differences have come back with a vengeance, just like the increasing terrorist attacks, killer headsmen, and kidnapping have demonstrated we have lost an element of our culture that foster unity, that brings the patriotism in us. Then we do not profile criminality based on ethnic origin. Today, we seem to be demonizing the Fulanis for all, whereas some of the criminal elements have accomplices and masterminds among people of our ethnic stock. Globalization has continued, but clashes have multiplied. All these issues separating cultures are still present and have not really been examined, let alone resolved. We entered a globalized 21st century without having developed a clear conceptual clarity and background about living together on our culturally diverse states, nations, world, where circumstances have fused us together and where we are moving closer and closer together. It is my take, therefore, that we properly undertake a dissection of culture demands and situate through a strongly interdisciplinary approach that in a world of rapid, almost inexorable information age, we will neglect scientific inquiry or intercultural trainings for solution to our security problems at our own peril. Culture is not static, but is ongoing process. When we use the term in the plural, it should be an indication that culture must be understood on different levels. We must look at the culture of an individual, then of the family into which he or she was born. There is also the culture of a city, a region, a nation. The focus should be on the basics of human existence and social organization, which allows us to develop a comparative theory of culture from its basic elements, the individual and the community. I will not shy away from the debate that we need a plural policing approach. He who lives in a community knows the place better. And he who is born in a town will understand the nooks and crannies better. What move? We already have Amotekun and other security outfits across the length and breadth of the country. So let the National Assembly do the needful, develop a coherent picture of culture based on a bimodal distinction. Closeness and detachment are the key factors of differentiation. They are based on the fact that culture may either stress the rights and freedoms of individual or are or is integration into a community. This key difference affects approaches to security policy, both on the strategic and operational levels, and this forms the fulcrum of my passionate and patriotic submission as an academic and a community leader. Without digress of the seasons of festivities, let this framework engage all of us, youths, clubs, societies, teachers in schools, administrators at works, the unemployed, employers of laborers, and parents, that we cannot afford to toy with a need for paradigm shift in managing our cultural diversity in this country. Bring back the best in our culture and grow it to become a way of life for our collective security. I want Odun Omo Igomode to help to remind us that as Awori people, our origin is an essential component for stimulating communal understanding, love, and unity, and for maintaining steady progress, peace, development of the larger community. This mission is particularly important because of the theme we have chosen. It fits very well into my vision of a unique Awori city with a cosmopolitan outlook that will be the envy of others. As we settle down to celebrate Odunomo Igomode, let me appreciate all my obas, our chief, the bar, our community development associations, the business community, and all those who have elected to come and either live or play in Otta. Together, we shall build a peaceful, safe, and prosperous world-class city where everybody's right to life and to own property will not be at the whims and caprices of a few powerful elements. While I look forward to welcoming you to all the activities for the 30th edition of Odunomo Igomode, my dear colleagues, please accept the assurances of my highest esteem and the royal considerations anytime you choose to visit us in Otta and Awori land. Thank you for your kind attention. Ijami Doakbewa.
I'm very delighted to be here. 30 years ago, this event was inaugurated. And ever since then, the event has witnessed cream de la cream in the society coming to grace that occasion in Otta. It has put Otta in the global map in the world. And I want to particularly thank the Kabiyesi Olota for sustaining this historic and a worthy cultural event, yearly cultural event. I want to say a very big thank you for sustaining the Kabiyesi. Thank you so much. Well, Oduomo Ogomode is a festival that showcases who we are as Awori. It showcases what we are as individual. And it clearly defines who and how we relate to people in Awori land. And it's an event that is worthy to continue. And the efforts, the energy that the present Olota of Otta is putting into this event has even put us on a very large global map, that the event today in Ogun State has been given a high recognition among any cultural event in the state. I want to say a big thank you to Kabezi for having that idea. Thank you so much.
We are such a privileged people as a subnationality, as Awori people, to have His Excellency Oba Professor Isiyemi Oba Lanlege Olofin Akpesin Olode Lanlege Ekun. We are so proud of him. And if you look around, other communities in Ogun State, everywhere in Yoruba land, nígbà tá a ti ṣe táwa náà ṣe ní ọdún mẹ́rin sẹ́yìn, lágbára Ọlọ́run tó bá di February tó ń bọ̀ yìí sin kábíyèsí wáyé náà wá pé ọdún 5 lórí àlééfà tí bàbá wọn gbélẹ̀. Àwọn náà ti ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí kọ́pì wa pé ọ̀mọ̀wé náà ni kó máa gbé sí orí ìtẹ́ ká. So ó jẹ́ nǹkan tó jẹ́ kí àwa tá a jẹ́ ọmọlẹ́yìn wọn, àwa tá a jẹ́ ìlú tí a fi wà lẹ́yìn wọn, pé ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí gbogbo alájọ máa gbé. Olúwa dẹ̀ fún wa ṣe. Kábíyèsí, kádé pẹ́ lórí, kí bàtà pẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀. Distinguished members of the public, you are most welcome. I'm privileged to stand before you today as the chairman of the Central Planning Committee for the rejuvenated Omo Igomode Cultural Festival, otherwise known as Odun Omo Igomode. More significantly is the privilege to superintend this 30th edition of the Homecoming Festival. In 1992 precisely, when the dreamers and innovators of this remarkable festival, a group of distinguished sons and daughters started this fiesta, they never knew they were setting a stage where every Otta Awori citizen, 3 decades later, could mount in pride and elation to be true born of the ancient kingdom. So much that each time we set out for this homecoming fiesta, it is patriotism rekindled. Let me first of all thank our royal father, the Olota of Otta, Awori Igomode, and the entire Olota in council for this carefully selection into the Central Planning Committee. Members who are proud and committed sons and daughters of Otta Awori Kingdom, most of whom are seasoned professionals in divergent backgrounds in different spheres of endeavors. With your encouragement, Kabiyesi, they have brought in their expertise, experience, and integrity, particularly to plan and execute what promises to be the most exciting Odun Omo Igomode ever. As the chairman of the 29th edition of the festival last year, in spite of the biting economic landscape occasioned by COVID-19 pandemic and restriction of movement, the festival still went ahead and recorded a very huge success. It was the first time in the history that the entire community was mobilized for internal fund mobilization to execute the programs, because most of the companies were down. They were just coming out of the COVID-19 crisis. We said to ourselves, can we see if we can organize this event ourselves? To the glory of God, 85% of funds sourced for that program was generated from within, to the extent that after all the events, all the merrymakings and what have you, we still had about 11 million naira in our books. This was unprecedented. It was a remarkable measure of success for the 2021 edition. And those who are coming, particularly to manage the affairs of Odomo government in future, that we should be able to, at any point in time, keep something back for the community. It's now a must we give back to the community. Money so saved will now be used for physical infrastructure development that will help and support the community directly. Equally, our festival received a tremendous support from the state government under the leadership of our governor, President Abiodun MFR, who insisted for the rich content of our cultural festival, the pride of the people it espouses, the state must adopt and insert Odomo Ogomode in the cultural calendar of the state. This has been done. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. And let's say a big thank you to His Excellency, the Governor, for deeming it fit to put our cultural festival in the front burner as one of the ace festivals, that will promote tourism in the state. This year promises to even be bigger. Awori subnationality, home and abroad, and from the state government, this central planning committee intends to reposition the festival in the national consciousness to project our rich history and cultural heritage. It will eventually become a spiritual bogo, a homecoming call for a cultural renaissance and reawakening to all sons and daughters of Awori subnationality in Lagos, Ogun, Osun, Republic of Benin, diaspora, and wherever they may be on the face of the earth. To celebrate this iconic and revered figure of influence and its idyllic traits, which is to galvanize those latent and residual energies in our people, especially the youth, the committee has adopted, as has been mentioned by Kabiyesi himself, a theme for this year's event: culture, communal security, and patriotism. This theme seeks to address and identify the important role of culture, its influence in driving communal security, and the nudge to promote patriotism. There's no way this thing will not address the ancestral spirituals espousing who we are as people. We have to talk about who we are, showcasing a cultural element, our geledes, our egungun, our dress code, our food, our dialects. These are things that stand us out as unique as Awori people. And this is the spiritual headquarters of all the Aworis. Gentlemen and ladies of the press, we are inviting you yet again to partner with us as we celebrate our cultural and ancestral hero, IGANMODE, those irrepressible Awori warriors. Their exploits in history have become the staying power, the spirituality of Otta Awori, wherever you find them. IGANMODE is a symbol of leadership, influence, hard work, unity, and teamwork. The IGANMODE Cultural Festival is historic and is an annual event held in Otta, Awori Kingdom, to celebrating that hero and to promote exquisite culture and tradition of the Awori people in general. This year's Odomo Ogomode 30th edition will be a week-long event scheduled to hold from the 12th of December to 19th of December 2020. Thank you all for listening. Thank you very much.
Ìlú Awori ti wá ní, àwa ló nílẹ̀ lọ́kàn mi, àwa lọ́mọ Òṣùpá ní pẹ́tì.